You're listening to the voice of Catfish Flipper here on the Louisiana Swamp League's very own Let's Do This Shit. With me in studios, commissioners Jerry Horton and Timothy Clark, and the Ladies Division Commissioner, Catfish Rob. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Flip.
Thanks, Flip.
Thanks, Flip.
Oh man, this trash talk edition here of the Louisiana Swamp League is gonna boil over real quick. Cause my goodness, talk about a whole lot of action going on here. But I think it's safe to start at the top and work our way down to the mud. So Commissioner Horton, if I guess we said we're going to start with Eric Fontaine, the face of the LSL, and what's going on with Mr. Fontaine? I know he's carrying a lot of gold right now.
Well, yes, my kid brother Eric Fontaine is carrying a lot of gold. Really,
as he said he would. Like he said, he called his shots, came on, and ladies and gentlemen, the pudding is filled with Fontaine right now.
Yeah, pretty much. It is filled with Fontaine. And when Eric said he was going to do something, he's going to do it. I've known this kid my entire life. I grew up with him. I mean, heck, this kid, when we were in high school, he got challenged one time, and he didn't want to fight the guy, but the guy wouldn't let him go. And I told the guy, I would back off right now because you're going to regret it. And he said, yeah, right. They got into it. Eric won the fight, and people were looking at me, and I'm like, don't look at me. He's the one who did all the work.
Oh, yeah.
My brother, he wouldn't put up with any garbage. I mean, he was always even overprotective of me, his big brother. And
last cycle, he got he was the victim of an attack by some unruly individuals, and looks like he got Looks like he got some payback this time because you get somebody with their back turned and you beat on them, and just completely cheap shot somebody, but when they come at you face first, Fontaine taught him a lesson, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he taught them all a lesson, and I had a good idea, and he had a good idea. It was AAA doing it, and him and I talked about it, and I told him they're just trying to get you off your game is what they're trying to do with this cheap attack crap tactics. And I said, you go out there and do what you do since you were a teenager in competition. You stick to what you're doing. You stick to it didn't matter if it was in kickboxing, didn't matter if it was in wrestling. When you're in there, nobody else exists outside. I don't exist out there. This is your world, and that stuck with it.
Now, speaking of your world, mixing with other worlds, a lot of interactions in the locker room. I mean, another one of these face characters that's one of these never say never type, Paulie, and it seems both of them have grown a nice relationship here in the LSL, and both of them seem to have a common enemy right now because they've acquired the help of a certain individual from a different realm, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in Catfish Rob to talk a little more about what's going on here because Catfish, is it true? Rumors say that the Fox woman is going to be making an appearance here in the LSL?
She may be making the appearance as a manager.
Oh my goodness! Now, I know she's coming to help these face characters take on some bad mouthing.
Yep, one night contract if I can get Spike Pratt to say yes.
Nice. So I'm eager to see what happens, and hopefully this one night event brings down the house because I know what Fox Woman can do. Let me tell you. But
yeah, no.
She's what you want to call it, mayhem, just wait.
She's the monster of mayhem.
Oh yeah. My goodness. Now, I mean, having not that Fontaine needs the monster, but I mean, sometimes people just got to be taught a lesson. Let's say it like it is.
Yeah.
Poor Pipsqueak.
Hey, you know what? You know what? None of this poor pipsqueak on this show, sir, because that guy has ran his mouth up and down the locker room like no other. So don't come in
Okay,
here
man.
with the poor
Okay, man.
pipsqueak.
Okay, man.
That son of a deserves everything he's gonna get. You know, you go
Poor,
around.
poor drunken B.R. Anderson.
Oh man, that you know what? He's been sober as of late, so you know, watch out. He's trying to. You know what? When he saw
I think he got sober when he heard that there was a ball catcher coming.
that'll sober up anybody real quick. They're like, she does what?
Okay, I need to stop drinking until after this match.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what? If it's hard enough to get by Fontaine and Paulie, and then you throw in the Fox woman. I mean, I don't know what in the world. I mean, I guess you can blame the alcohol because he wasn't sober when he made the when he made the choice to sign for that match.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, so you know, so yeah, that's one that we got coming. A little action brewing, but I think even with all that madness and mayhem, you know, Fontaine definitely, he had enough. You know, he got all this other attention, and then you got these. What did you say? Against all authority. And it's
Yeah.
just like that extra little, fly going around you. You know, just annoying. You know, just but Eric takes it stride for stride, not faded. You know, he brought home what titles did he bring home this year, this cycle?
Southern Heritage, Cruiserweight, and Gator Bait.
Nice. The tri-champion moves into next cycle with high hopes of even bringing home some more gold. Because I've heard through the interwebs that he's looking to bring home the G-Force title as well.
Yep, and Crazy Chad says he accepts.
Ooh, nice.
And those two have such mutual respect for each other. It was a close match for the G-Force title, which he won, which Crazy Chad won, but he shook Eric's hand afterward and told him, you want another match? Let's do it anytime. The fans loved it. I loved it. And Eric said he loved it too. He even told me in the locker room, he goes, Crazy Chad is one of the best wrestlers I have gone against. I threw everything I could at him, everything, and he still came out on top. And I told him, I respect Crazy Chad too. And he is definitely by far the best G-Force champion I have seen out there. And I told him, I would love to see a rematch between you two and everything, but you go against him again, you're going to have to give it your all. I mean, go past it. I mean, there's going to be times you're going to have to push yourself to limits that you don't even know.
Oh yeah. Now speaking of the Reds, Catfish was it Catfish John had a match against Bullfrog Bob?
In Glenn, I think.
I think
it was Catfish John, yeah.
And they set a trap for the Reds. Did I hear that right? Catfish,
Yeah.
Can you verify, Catfish, what happened at that match?
Well, they just kind of fact they would if Bullfrog Bob was going to play around, set some traps, they just turn around and do the same thing.
Oh yeah, I heard he set some traps for the Reds, and looks like the Reds fell for it, and looks like Big Papa Red came out on the short end of the stick because looks like the Catfish gang went and jumped the Reds while.
Which reminds me, 10K, you're a bunch of dead men. I'm Big Papa Red. I'm going to get you 10 times worse than what you got me. You can believe that.
Oh, you know.
Big Papa Red is not Catfish Rob or Catfish John. So you heard it right here, brother.
Well, he hasn't even been able to get past any of the Catfishes. I wonder what he's thinking, trying to pick some more fights against the Reds.
I think he's just trying to get some more swamp matches that he can lose.
Oh, well, Bullfrog Bob, you're definitely picking on the wrong family because, my goodness.
Yeah, he's definitely picking on the wrong family.
He put in some big trash talk this time. I don't know myself.
Yeah, no, he definitely had his fair share of trash talk, and he says he's coming after Catfish and all his friends. So, you know what I say? Come try it, because
Okay.
we might have to bring another Catfish flipper in or something.
Yeah, Salvation or his friends come after us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
If you listen out there, this is Catfish John telling you, bring it.
bring it. You
Hang with us. Don't go after the catfish.
you know what? He's learning the hard way, Catfish, because he's like I said, there's no need for us to step in. Catfish is he's taking care of his own right now. Tell him, Catfish.
That's right, brother. You're behind 3-1, so why don't you just find you a little hole to crawl into? If you don't, bring it on. I can always use another pair of boots.
I like some Bullfrog
Catfish
boots.
316 says he just ate your frog legs.
Oh, yeah. He's like chicken.
Oh yeah. So watch out, Bullfrog. Watch out. Now, speaking of those 10K, we're not done talking about them yet.
Yeah.
Who wants to give Chicken Leg Pegs an earful?
Well, it was Jerry's character. He can give her the earful.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, Chicken Legs Peg, I don't know what kind of mind games or any kind of game she likes playing. But I tell you what, you play enough mind games with a person, you're opening Pandora's box there. And when you open Pandora's box, destruction comes out of it.
Now, what did she do for our listeners that?
Let's see. I believe, like I said, she might have been responsible for these stinking dance-off matches.
Oh yeah. Now, Timmy, did you say that she did something this cycle?
Yeah, she attacked Julia Rain, who's no longer with us. So who's the stunt double woman?
Yeah, because last time I checked, Julia was in Hawaii with her husband. So I'm thinking, yeah.
So who's the stunt double that looks just like Julia? We want to know.
But now, regardless if it was a stunt double, that poor lady got her ass kicked.
Yeah.
In your arena, under your watch, under those rules. So
wait a second. I just realized who that damn dance-off was against, too. Hardcore Jeannie Lang.
My goodness. Welcome.
Hey, does that mean there is a feud between Salvation and 10K?
I believe it is.
Sure does.
Because Hardcore Jeannie Lane is Salvation.
Yeah, she is.
Well, if there wasn't, there is now.
I don't know where Chicken Legs Peg getting a stunt double to look like Julia Rain. What is that supposed to accomplish? I mean, I found out when someone came to my office and said, Gerald, we've got a situation. I'm like, well, what's that? Julia Rain's been beat up, and I'm like, what? And I'm like,
it can't be. She's in Hawaii.
And then I said, give me a second.
You know what? Speaking of which, now that I see the video, it even looks like one of the Vixens.
That's who it looked like, because when I talked to Julia on the phone, I said, I'm looking at the videotape, and this is a dead ringer for you. And she goes, well, Gerald, how can I be there when I'm in Hawaii with my husband? We got a business going here. I haven't been back to the Louisiana Swamp League. I'm not even in the area. And sure enough, she gets up on the computer and says, hey there. I'm like, oh, hi. Okay. And I said, if you're there, then who the heck is this?
Yeah, I think it's one of the Vixens if I'm looking at this video right. So You know what? But you know,
Yeah,
just
yeah. You've seen that tattoo under the skirt a little bit when she lifted her leg. It says
now,
Vixens.
now she's been going after War. She was going after War Goddess, and you said this time it was against.
Hardcore Jeannie Lang.
Yep.
Nice. Now I'm looking through this HTML, and believe it or not, she fought Janie Lane twice this cycle,
Mm-hmm.
That's because I signed a match against her.
and she signed a match against you. And did you catch it in what?
Dance off.
No,
What was it?
a shark cage match.
Who won it?
She beat you by one.
Ah, she got lucky. She had help.
The shark. Yeah, she
Yeah.
had Jaws' help.
A shark cage match, huh? Well, at
Yeah.
least she. Hey, you know what? At least she listened.
Mm-hmm.
No more dance-offs.
No more dance-offs, and I respect that. And, you know, this is wrestling. You can have any kind of matches you want, and I know Rob said that about these dance-offs. This is ridiculous. Am I right, Rob?
Yep. I sure did.
Because I remember we talked about it, and it's just like, you know, we need to keep this at wrestling. I don't care if you guys have a first blood match, a Texas death match, a scaffold match, war games match. That's fine.
What
But
the hell is a
dance-off-
shark cage match?
Yeah, shark cage. That's inventive.
Yeah, that's an inventive one.
What is it?
Shark cage match. They would have to wear scuba gear underwater, wrestle underwater, surrounded by sharks.
No. That's like that
Yeah.
sounds like Salvation Island.
Well, maybe it was by Salvation.
Could be.
I gotta look that one up. That one sounds too. Are they in a
I
tank?
don't know. That's just my put on it, and I think that's how it goes. Unless they had a giant shark cage surrounding the ring, maybe I don't know.
Huh. Well,
Or heck,
we'll look that one up.
Well, I guess we'd have to ask 10K, whoever 10K is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious as to how that one goes because so far they reviewed all their matches, so win or lose. So we're gonna see how that one turns.
Oh yeah.
I still think we got to get them back for even attacking that poor Vixens lady, even if
Yeah.
it wasn't
Oh, yeah.
even if it wasn't Julia Rain.
Dressing her up like Julia Rain. What were you supposed to accomplish right there?
Well, didn't you say you wanted to help out Catfish, John?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Flip there.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how we can get at them. I mean, we can. We'll see.
Hey, let's
What
put 'em
other
in-
what other
let's
what
put
other
'em in
South
some kind of match that they don't want to go in because they've been putting us in matches we don't want to go in.
How about war games?
war games and I still want to have. I think there's enough. Is there enough of them to have like a four
There's
corner
only three.
elimination match? Like
There's only
elimination.
3 of them.
So have 4 corners and the first 2 people that start, right? That would give
Yeah.
us.
Well, we could have an elimination chamber.
There
3
you
of
go.
John's guys against their 3.
Yeah, well, I say we do something like that just to
Just to
spice it
piss
up at
them
the next. Yeah, just to piss them off at the next pay-per-view. Give them something to. We're getting the better of them. I mean, not we. I mean, catfishes. Catfish. Yeah.
Well, my kid brother's beating him too.
Hell,
Nice.
man, I think every catfish has already beaten Bullfrog.
Poor Bullfrog.
He can't
Oh.
seem to get a win, and he likes to complain that them catfishes are cheating, which they ain't. They're being fair.
Of course they are, dude. Catfish is a gentleman and a scholar compared to those scumbags.
Oh yeah.
Got my fingers crossed.
Now, them on the other hand, they like cheating.
What
All
was
that
that, Rob? I know Rob said something. I missed it.
Do nothing on the back side, but I got my fingers crossed.
Yeah, those. I think we'll get the better of them, man. I think I think at the end we'll have bullfrog. What did you say? We'll all have bullfrog boots.
Yep,
That's,
and bullfrog legs.
that's
But
right. Tasty chicken.
not to swerve away from our characters, but there are a lot of other characters that are in this
Yeah.
in the swamp, and I kind of want to get some of them their
Let's give
time in
them
the
some
light.
exposure. Let's give them some exposure right now.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's start from the top. Let's someone that just transferred over. He said he was going to make an impact, and my goodness, you talk about making an impact right away with the wrong people. It looks like Chris Hero has a fan.
Oh yeah.
Looks like
Brandon Baum.
yeah, he it's nice to hear from the league champion. I mean he did, you talk
Oh, the
about,
former league champ, anyway.
well, former league champ, but he did, that was amazing. 3 cycles, just my
Yeah,
goodness.
that is pretty amazing. That's why he ended up getting the the Interfed Steel World title shot
He's that good.
with
Yeah.
Captain Blood, and he ended up winning that.
Nice. Now, and then he comes, and the first time we hear from him, he goes right after Chris Hero. Like,
Oh yeah.
so that's Chris Hero definitely has been overlooked in other places. Like I said, this is one of the leagues where Chris Hero is definitely one of those primetime fighters, and I know he's not going to back down from this challenge because, yeah, I mean, anytime you get
I've given him 2 title shots so far.
nice.
I've given him the Universal title shot with Switchblade this cycle, and I also gave him the Gator Bait title shot at the pay-per-view last cycle.
Nice. Yeah, no, Chris Hero is definitely one of those characters that is definitely always going to be at the top of that pay-per-view lineup. And like I said, I'm glad we got him here in the swamps, and a lot more characters like someone like
Give it some time; he'll get better.
oh
He
yeah,
will.
but I mean he got the attention also of Claude Holiday.
Oh yeah.
Hexes is also looking at him, and can we talk about Hexes and what's going on with those guys? Because that's someone that
They
looks
can't
like,
figure out who they want to jump.
oh no,
Yeah,
Uriah came after Violent Victoria. She said she's going right for that title. So
Yeah.
I know Violent Victoria is definitely not one to shy away. Catfish, what's going on with Violent Victoria? Is she ready for Uriah Blue?
Oh yeah, she's more than me. I mean, she's already said, bring it. If you want it, come and get it. Title's right there on the line. Anytime you want to step in the ring.
Ooh, you heard that?
Yeah.
Oh
And
man.
I had her on Horton's corner, and she was very verbal about that too, where she'll take on anybody anytime and be a champ and defend her women's title. She doesn't care who it's against. And when I brought up Uriah Blue, she kind of gave me that look I could see in her eyes, like, I'm going to get her one way or another. She said, Gerald, she's had to resort to jumping me in the dressing room, everywhere. And is this what she needs to do to get my attention and get a title shot? Well, I'll put the belt up against her anytime.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I mean, then you got somebody like Claude Holiday, who I believe is all we said already was going after Chris Hero, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
But I'll tell you what. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
I'll tell you what, guys. Chris Hero is getting better and better, I'm noticing. And I think whoever, it doesn't matter if it's the Blues going after him or Brandon Berserker Baum, whoever it is, do not underestimate Chris Hero. I mean, Lockdown and him were tag team champs for crying out loud in the NWL. And they even wrestled each other in a match before Lockdown graduated, which it was a count out victory for Lockdown, but still Chris Hero was one of the toughest guys that he ever tagged with and ever wrestled.
Oh yeah, I mean you could never. I mean Chris Hero has built a legacy in every stadium and every league he's fought in, and I think he's slowly but surely, building up into that kind of a, that kind of building his legacy here in the LSO is what I wanted to get at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I see him being a future champion. I mean, Chris is getting better and better. He's got a badder attitude. I love this new attitude he has.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm curious to see if he's going to respond to Claude Holiday and accept that best of 5 series against Claude Holiday, because
I wonder if he's gonna back after Brandon.
yeah, that's what happens when look at that. You come in, you know, obviously, within the locker room, all the interactions, other managers catch wind of that and they see who they want to, target. So, Chris Hero, kudos, man, for painting that bullseye nice and bright, because you got a lot of attention coming.
oh yeah, and I think Chris Hero is gonna end up surprising a lot of people. He was one of the most underrated talents in the LSL right now.
Yeah, so those are 2 matchups, like I said, with some of the characters coming in, and I just want to shout out Hex's is their, I guess their motto, or like it or not, we're here to make a statement.
I
Oh
can
yeah.
agree with that. I can agree with them trying to make a statement. I can agree with it.
Now, speaking of the LSL locker room, guys, my goodness, I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing a lot of empty bottles just all over the damn place.
Oh, don't worry. That's just PR.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
My goodness. You talk about, recently, we mentioned it earlier, he decided to sober up because he heard a Foxwoman was coming. And, BR is, for those of you guys that don't know, he's one of Pipsqueak's muscle men, or he's part of the midget muscle, kind of protects Pipsqueak. Obviously Pipsqueak is paying him. Unfortunately, yeah, not enough. Unfortunately, he spends it the wrong way, and even spends some of his partners half. So BR has gotten himself into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Pipsqueak paid him in a match to wrestle my brother, and my brother kicked his ass.
Oh, dude, he was probably all sloshed. I can imagine. He didn't puke on Eric, did he?
No, Eric hit him with the Fontaine kick and pinned him, and then when he got out of the ring, he puked all over a fan.
Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, that's just. I feel sorry for the cleanup crew here in the LSL, because having to pick up after that, bum is just. Ugh. Oh my goodness! But, yeah. So he's definitely not the kind of Anderson I remember, because the Anderson family has made a name for themselves here in wrestling, and this apple fell way far from that Anderson tree. Let me tell you.
Well, hey, Catfish, you remember the Andersons, Ole and Arn, right?
Sure do.
I remember every match I watched them in, I did not see one boring Anderson match, even when Arn was in a match. He could technically go after any body part. He'd start on a leg. Then when he was done with that, he'd start on an arm. He'd go after, he'd make you hurt.
Work on every body part during a match. He don't care.
Yep.
So this, like I said, this apple definitely fell far from that family tree.
Well, he's a big drinker too.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So, thankfully he is sobering up for his upcoming match. So, hopefully, he lives up to his family name.
Sober up, because if he don't sober up, there's going to be something out there laying in front of him that will supper him up.
That, yeah, if Foxwoman gets a hold of him, yeah, that'll definitely sober him up real quick. Now,
That's right. Where my nuts go?
Now, if it comes to that, he may have to do some praying to the good Lord, because my goodness. Now, speaking of the good Lord, the good Lord forgives, but Barnabas doesn't. This is His
Oh,
new
that-
motto.
That guy, I just about want to puke when I'm
Actually,
around.
I respect Barnabas. I do a little bit here. Don't get me wrong. I respect him a lot.
I mean, I
I see
was
some of his traits in BTY.
now I saw this interaction in the locker rooms. I mean, you guys remember, you guys might have been there. Pipsqueak and Ellie Mae were screaming and yelling back and forth about how they're the kings of tag and this and that. And then Barnabas walks in, and next thing you know, Pipsqueak is nowhere to be found. So it's obvious that even though
It's
he's
just hiding under a dress.
well, it's obvious that even though he's paying him, something's up because
I don't like that midget.
oh yeah, neither does Barnabas at this point. I think BR has drank his side of the paycheck and he's a little pissed off. Pissed off.
Well, nobody told him to go to the bar and spend it all.
Oh yeah, that's BR's problem. He didn't pay Barnabas his half. So Barnabas is I think going after BR and Pipsqueak now for his side of the money.
Oh yeah.
It's my money
Yeah.
right fucking now. Where is it?
I feel bad because I mean, like I said, I mean they're both well compensated to protect that little midget, and yeah, I think it's going to be a nasty finish.
Lockdown really wants to hurt that little midget.
Here very shortly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Catfish. You said there's going to
Play one night, but that's all we can say right now.
that there's going to be a reckoning.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Cool. Well, I know Lockdown wants to get a hold of friggin' Pipsqueak. Don't ask me why, but he's wanting
he wants to punt him over the over the ring. Boom.
Well, Lockdown has a new maneuver too, which he tried on. Oh yeah, devastation. He tried it on me a little bit, and I tapped out real quick because it hurt that much.
Ooh.
And it's basically a full Nelson. I'll tell you what, it's devastating. He's looking.
But you know the rule, Jerry. You can't put a full Nelson on a midget because as soon as you lift him up, he's gonna swing his leg and kick you in the nuts. Yeah, you gotta be on your knees and just don't lift him up because watch those swinging legs.
Well, he wants to put it on Pipsqueak. I'm like, okay. As much as I like to see that midget squirm and squeal and yell and be in pain, for the havoc he's causing the LSL, I'm thinking, I don't know if I really want Lockdown to put that hold on him or not. I'm actually feeling sorry for the little guy.
Don't feel sorry for that little piece of donkey do, man.
Let me hit him. Let me hit him with the big flush.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, hit him with the big flush. Well, Lockdown's looking to hurt a lot of people, and there was people talking about him joining the Bullet Club, and I pulled him aside and said, "You're not going to join that group." And he goes, "Well, I've gotten offers." I'm like, "Heck no, stick with your brothers, man. Because you go to the Bullet Club, you're going to get knives in the back."
Now, speaking of knives to the back, Sugar Lips Roxy?
Oh, God.
Yeah, she's got some sugar lips, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
There's no, yeah.
She goes
how
after
sugary are they?
She goes after Mina Colossus. She says she thanks awesome Mina Colossus for giving her the primetime elite belt last cycle. She calls War Goddess a coward, a lowlife.
War Goddess ain't no coward or a lowlife. I know that.
And then she goes and calls Polly a walking lawsuit.
Well, that one might be true. I'm not sure.
She says, commissioners, please bring us real fighters, not cowards like War Goddess, not circus show freaks like Polly. Real fighters.
Okay, this is what I got to say about that. We'll bring whoever the hell or whoever the fuck we please. Thank you. Night night.
Oh.
Bye bye.
I was going to say Sugar Lips Roxy. The reason
Roots has got the candy lips, so if you want to bring it, we'll stick it.
Hey, I got somewhere where you can put those sugar lips.
Ah,
All right. Well, I heard the reason they call her Sugar Lips was because she went and found a sugarcane crop, sucked all the sugarcane, and ruined the crop.
nice. Now it looks like
LOL.
she deserves. She's claiming. I'm reading it. Kind of like going over it as I'm going down this again. But it looks like she wants a championship because, and she lists the people at the bottom. So she beat Paulie. She beat War Goddess. Obviously, she listed them at the bottom.
Is
Huh.
Violent Victoria on there?
Violent Victoria is not on there.
Well,
So-
if she can beat Violent Victoria, I say she can have her title match.
Ooh, I like it. There you go.
Yeah.
Victoria's the champ. Prove that you have what it takes.
Like, stop talking and prove what it takes.
Yep.
Now we kind of mentioned this one
Right,
when we
Rob?
mentioned.
That's right. Bring it.
Now we kind of mentioned this one when we were talking about the Fontaine, but it looks like this is AAA Time Bomb going after Eric Fontaine.
Oh, yeah. That's just pure jealousy right there. My
I
brother
would say so.
ass.
What
Yeah,
a
so
jealous.
they're 1-1 now, right?
Yeah.
He thought he'd get an easy victory because he was having a bad cycle before this.
Now it looks like he also went after Brian Gage.
Yeah.
Brian Gage ain't even on the roster yet, is he?
No, it looks like he's saying that there's no reason why this guy should even have a nickname like Enforcer.
Oh yeah, that's
Brian.
wait.
Yeah.
That means this guy is on the Facebook page because
Yeah.
no one said anything about him being in the enforcer in the reports.
Nope.
This guy's on the Facebook page.
They're like, let's see here. As I'm opening up the previous report, I'm doing my research. You guys go ahead and talk as I do some research because I think we're
Well,
gonna
Where
uncover
did Jerry go? He just hung up.
No, he's still on.
No, he just hung up.
unless he had to go use the restroom.
Oh, there he is right there. Can you invite him back?
They're like dun dun dun. Technical difficulties. I think he's still on, guys. He just has to come back on. He probably went to the restroom. Yeah, so looks like Shane did mention him in the last one. Are you still there, Tim? Hello?